welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. There are some big changes that have been announced in the derivatives end of the market. So we will be putting into perspective what it means for an F&O trader and the derivative segment, the volumes in the derivative segments at large. Let's first take a look at what the changes are. So NSE in a circular has said that Nifty Bank futures and options expiry day will now shift to Friday from Thursday, and this will happen from the 14th of July. So the first Friday expiry will take place from the 14th of July. All existing contracts with Thursday expiry will be revised to Friday on the 6th of July. And in case of monthly contracts in the derivative segment of the widely tracked Nifty Bank Index, we will see the expiry. In fact, that will be held on the last Friday of the month. And in case there's a holiday, of course, then it will shift to Thursday. But the expiry day for the Nifty Bank futures and options expiry has been shifted to Friday starting July. Let's get on board then Rahul Ghosh, who's the founder and CEO at Hedged, to put into perspective what this move actually means and whether it's really a surprise move. Rahul, good to have you on the show. This change that has been brought about, I mean, what will the repercussions be for a normal F&O trader? And is it a surprise or was it already in the works?
So good afternoon and thank you for having me. So it is a little bit of a surprise, and I'll come to that in a little bit. It's definitely a welcome move for two reasons. One is that if you notice, the highest volumes are generally on expiry days, on weekly expiries and monthly expiries, which used to be a Thursday, and a large volume of strategies, especially from the pandemic time, including your short strangles and your long strangles, are traded on expiry day. I think one of the reasons, like you mentioned in your opening itself, is the volume. This will further drive liquidity as well. So what happens on expiry days, all options which are out of the money or which are even at the money become zero. And because of which option sellers, if they've got their direction right, actually tend to have a field day. This causes very large volumes. The strategies that can be played out on this day causes very large volumes. And I believe the exchange or the regulator who was instrumental from the origin in coming up with this wanted to drive this volume on more than one day. And that is why they have got it to Friday. This was seen before as well. If you notice, the Fin Nifty expiry is on Tuesday. So the track record of doing this is well received. It was on the cards, but yes, to do it for Bank Nifty on a separate day is definitely a surprise.
Right, and Nifty Bank, of course, as we all know, is the most widely traded, in the futures and options segment, right? Now, very interesting fact, this comes close on the heels of BSE relaunching its contracts, with reduced size and, Friday being the expiry there. How does this impact BSE's game plan, which it had upped in the F&O segment recently? It had seen a boost, a very good boost in volumes ever since it relaunched its contracts rather. So how does it impact BSE's game plan going forward?
So I don't. So anyway, NSE has considerably much larger volumes than BSE, and NSE has always been neck to neck. If you notice, the lot size of Bank Nifty was also revised, which is due in the off-deal. From 25, they brought down the lot size to 15. So I think both exchanges just want to make sure that there is enough participation, there is enough volumes, and both are taking adequate steps to do that. I wouldn't expect this to considerably drop BSE volumes, but yes, it will considerably up NSE's volumes per se.
Right. NSE will now have an F&O expiry on almost every trading day of the week, barring Monday. Tuesday, of course, is the Nifty Financial. Wednesday is the Nifty Midcap Select. Nifty 50 on Thursday, and now Nifty Bank on Friday. Do you think this move is a precursor to actually launch more products in the derivative segment from the NSE stable?
I would definitely think so. I think there is only one day left, like you mentioned, and I'm pretty sure that they'll come out with something on that day. It's actually a move in the right direction, and I'll tell you why. Even though we are the largest derivative exchange in the world, from a liquidity standpoint, we are still very nascent when it comes to liquidity. Like, for example, if you have to place an order in multiple crore rupees on let's say a far month expiry or a December contract, you still won't be able to do that. Your values will be way off track than what you want to enter at. Small changes like this actually go a long way in trying to truly become the sense of a largest derivative exchange from a liquidity perspective as well. Currently, we are that only from a volume perspective because India is such a large country. If you look at the US markets, the liquidity even in far month contracts are very, very liquid. You can easily place an order of 100 crore rupees and you would get executions at where you want. Such is not the case even with far month contracts with respect to India. So definitely, once again, to reiterate, a step in the right direction.
Right, step in the right direction. There's another thing that I want to speak to you about. There's a lot of link between Nifty futures and Nifty bank contracts. Often traders take cues from one and trade in the other, right? Do you think this move is aimed at decoupling both the indices when it comes to options trading?
I wouldn't say so. So generally, the futures, if it is at a premium, basically means that more people are, and this is in very layman language, it means that more people are bullish in nature, bullish in bias. And if the futures price is at a discount to the spot price, it means that more people are bearish on the index. Although that is not a very reliable metric to go by to predict direction, I would suggest that the correlation between Nifty and Bank Nifty off late has been going lower. You will see a lot of times where Bank Nifty is stronger or Bank Nifty is comparatively weaker than the index. So the premium or discount on the futures will really not play any significant role in this correlation.
Right. My last question to you, Rahul, we have seen a pickup in cash market volumes, but volumes in the F&O markets have dwindled a bit, especially since the transaction tax hit. But going forward, do you think F&O volumes will pick up from here as a result of this move, or what's your sense?
So if you look at it historically, right, F&O volumes will generally be larger when there are periods of large volatility. Also, you will see the flip side when there is absolutely no volatility. Sometimes there is very large volume. So both sides of the coin we've seen. But the recent last 12 months, if you notice, and if I'm correct, my data point must be right, that NSE's active users has been slightly depleting. I was reading this somewhere as well in your publication. I think the reason because of this is the losses still continue to rise. People still take naked positions. People don't take hedged positions. The know-how is very less. Education is still very less. Education is still very unregulated and very out there. Everybody is teaching everything. So until there is some synchronous system that comes into play and people are able to limit their losses, people are able to ride the volatility, people know what to do when it is a non-volatile environment, this small dwindling will keep happening. Yes, because India is a very large country, there are new people entering the system, I beg your pardon, every other day. So eventually the trajectory is up, as you've seen, like from COVID time, from 2%, now our market penetration is close to 3.7% of the Indian population. So eventually this number will rise, but the active participants or the actual people will keep getting replaced, which means that people come into the market, they leave because they lose money, and fresh set of people keep coming in. So if we can somehow tackle that problem, which has been an age-old problem, then you would see some kind of consistency.
Right. Well, with that, Rahul, thanks a lot for taking out time and putting things into perspective for us when it comes to the derivatives market. Well, Rahul has to say that this move of shifting the expiry date for Nifty Bank futures and options contracts to Friday is a step in the right directions and will help increase NSE volumes as well. With that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks a lot for taking out time and watching us. But for more news and updates, stay tuned to Moneycontrol.